Today we are going to be trying something a little bit different. No topical video, no video on the career of a wrestler, no good or bad. Today we have spin the wheel, book the wrestler. In this video, I'm going to be spinning a wheel. The wrestler it lands on, I'm going to book them from the point they are in their career right now. And I'm going to give myself 3 to 4 minutes for each booking. I'm not going to do anything wild like bring back CM Punk. We're going to keep it realistic. We're going to keep it somewhat logical as well. The other day I was on YouTube and one of BDE's videos popped up on my recommendations, and the primary focus was a wheel dictating the result. And I thought to myself it would be cool to do something with that myself, so here it is. Shout out to BDE for the inspiration. His content is dope. Let's get on with it and go to the wheel. I have a wheel here with 10 WWE superstars and I'm going to spin it. Whoever it lands on, I will book them from where they are today. And the catch is I'm limited to 3 minutes per person. We're going to do this a total of 3 times. So let's spin the wheel and let's see who we're going to book. Alright, it's going. It is. Big E. Alright, sick. Let's go book Big E. Big E won the Money in the Bank at last month's Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and since then he hasn't been up to much, although he did tease a cash-in on Roman Reigns. But I don't think Big E should dethrone Roman. I think that reign needs to go as far as possible. At SummerSlam 2021, Big E cashes in his Money in the Bank contract in the middle of Goldberg and Lashley, as those two have torn each other to shreds. Big E cashes in, hits a big ending on an exhausted Goldberg, then pins Bobby Lashley. The New Day come out to celebrate and Big E is on Kofi and Woods' shoulder. But Woods subtly looks at the WWE title because he's the only one who hasn't won it. He's always been the one taking a backseat to Kofi and Big E. The next Raw MVP is irate that Big E cashed in and demands that Bobby Lashley get a rematch. Drew McIntyre intervenes and says he should be the next one to face Big E, and ironically we get Lashley versus McIntyre in a no DQ match to determine the number 1 contender. Lashley wins this match, and in the weeks leading up to the title match, Lashley goes after Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is announced as having an injury, which will keep him out for a number of months. On the go-home show to Extreme Rules, MVP and Bobby Lashley come down the ramp. They have Big E surrounded, and in runs Xavier Woods. He stands back to back with Big E. Just as MVP is on the apron, he says, "Hey E, sometimes family isn't what it seems." Woods slowly turns towards Big E, who's facing Lashley on the opposite side of the apron, and he rips him down by yanking on Big E's singlet. All 3 men beat down Big E, and Xavier Woods has aligned himself with MVP. At Extreme Rules, Big E retains by decimating Bobby Lashley, but at the end of the match, Xavier Woods and MVP come down and stare down Big E. Big E says, "You were a brother to me. We were family, and you want to align yourself with him after all he's put you through." Woods then says, "What he's put me through is nothing compared to what I will do to you." On the Raw after Extreme Rules, Big E and Xavier Woods meet face to face, and Xavier Woods says that ever since he was in the New Day, he was always the hype guy. He was the one never thought of. He was the one that was forced to put on a smile while others won world championships, but that is no more. He says he wants Big E at the end of the night. At the end of the night, Big E beats Xavier Woods clean, and then he lays a beating on him. Big E is a little upset and despondent over what he just did to someone who he considered a brother. Now Big E's focus is on Roman Reigns at the upcoming Survivor Series. Paul Heyman makes his way over to Raw to cut promos on Big E, and he says that he's known all along that Big E would become a world champion. But at Survivor Series, he should know what he's in for. Roman and Big E exchange words and beatdowns in the weeks leading up to Survivor Series, and the hype for this match is huge. At Survivor Series, the match is amazing, but Xavier Woods returns to cost Big E the match. And at TLC, it's Woods versus Big E for the WWE Championship. This time, it's a TLC match. At the end of the match, Big E unhooks the WWE Championship, and a man in a hood tips over the ladder as Big E is celebrating. That man then proceeds to pick up a chair and lay waste to both Xavier Woods and Big E. He makes his way into the middle of the ring, slowly revealing himself to be Kofi Kingston. Over the coming weeks, we hear from each man. Kofi talks about how he was in tears at home when the Brotherhood was broken up. He says that these men are playing with his emotions and torturing him. He says that these men were brothers to him and they were supposed to be nothing, but they turned it into something special with the New Day. He is the one hit hardest by all of this. Xavier continues to be horrible. He burns his New Day gear, he spits on a picture of Big E and Kofi, he attacks each man's family, and he just goes into more and more of a rage. Big E and Kofi at this point can't trust each other and they feud at Royal Rumble. Then at Elimination Chamber, Kofi and Woods are in the Elimination Chamber match, but they want to get a piece of each other so bad that they don't even enter the Elimination Chamber. For WrestleMania, the match is made official. Big E versus Kofi Kingston versus Xavier Woods for the WWE Championship. In the weeks leading up, things are getting more and more personal. These men are getting separated by the police, they're trying to run each other over, Kofi is crying, the emotion is high, and the match delivers. At the end of WrestleMania 38, it's Big E with his hand raised high. He takes a page out of Roman Reigns' playbook, stacks both men. The closing sight of that match is an infuriated Big E. He's just festered up with so much anger, and this build gives us the New Day triple threat match, and it also makes Big E look like a beast. That was pretty long, and I basically did not follow the time limit. Let's go back to the wheel and see who we're doing next. This one, I'm going to try to keep short and stay within that 3 to 4 minute time limit. Alright, we're back at the wheel. Let's see who we get this time. Obviously, if we get Big E, we have to spin again. And this time, it's going to be... Of course. Of course. Of course. Yep. It wouldn't be one of my videos without Roman Reigns. Let's go book Roman Reigns. Of course, it's the man that I can never escape, Roman Reigns. After Roman Reigns beats John Cena at SummerSlam, his next challenger is Finn Balor at Extreme Rules. In the weeks leading up, Finn is made to look like a monster, but at Extreme Rules, Roman Reigns decimates him in lopsided fashion. He adds Finn Balor's name to a growing list of WWE superstars that he's just torn apart. After this, the draft takes place and Finn is scooped up by Raw, but in that same draft, Drew McIntyre has made his way to SmackDown. Drew teases a match with Roman, saying that you may be the head of the table, but I'm gonna put your ass through a table and become the Universal Champion. Drew is all serious and Roman has the biggest threat to his title reign yet. At Survivor Series, it's Roman Reigns vs Big E in a champion versus champion match. Roman Reigns wins the match in convincing fashion. Later in the night, The Rock is scheduled to return for the 25th anniversary of his debut at Survivor Series. The Rock is giving his speech and Reigns makes his way down to the ring to give him a hug. And then his expression changes when he's about to leave the ring. He turns back and he hits The Rock with a spear. Then he grabs a chair from ringside and hits him with a concerto. He stands over top and says, "You don't run this family, I do." Man, there is so much dialogue and little things I want to add, but I also want to keep to that time limit, so man. The Rock is announced with a concussion, but we get updates via social media. At TLC, Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre face off in a tables match, ironically enough. The Usos interfere to help Roman get the win. Now it's Royal Rumble season and Roman's next opponent is Keith Lee, who's made his way from Raw to SmackDown. This, for some reason, is Roman's biggest challenge yet. He's just struggling to muster offense against Lee until the ref gets knocked down and Roman hits a low blow. He wins the match, and as he's celebrating, out comes The Rock to deliver a rock bottom to Roman Reigns. He cuts a promo on him saying that you want to be the head of the table so bad, but your table is based off the foundation that I laid. He says, see your punk ass at WrestleMania, Joe. Over the coming weeks, it's a back and forth war of words between The Rock and Roman. They get members of the Samoan family involved like Alpha and Sika. Rikishi comes back. Roman even holds The Rock's daughter Simone liable for the situation they're in and gets her beat up by Tamina. The whole point here is Roman gets so far away from actually caring about the family. He changes everything about him. He doesn't care about his Samoan heritage anymore. He just cares about himself. He's beaten down Rikishi. He smears his blood over his chest. He's disrespected the orders of Alpha and Sika. These two men just want to kill each other because Roman is literally ruining the family. The go home episode of SmackDown ends with security separating Rock and Roman, while Tamina lays waste to The Rock's daughter Simone, and The Rock tries to save her, but Roman flees. He's just this chicken shit heel that just gets worse and worse. And honestly, WWE needs something like this so bad. At WrestleMania, The Rock comes out with a special Samoan themed entrance, and then out comes Roman Reigns laughing at his own heritage, his own culture. He laughs at the island themed entrance. He spits on some of the props on the ramp, and these two go back and forth and lay into one another before the ref gets knocked down and Roman hits another low blow. He grabs that same chair that he hit a concerto with, one more concerto to The Rock. Usos throw the ref back into the ring. Roman Reigns definitively beats The Rock. The Usos beat down The Rock and Roman is at the top of the ramp. The Rock gets dragged to the top of the ramp and he acknowledges Roman as the head of the table. He places the lei over his head and walks off. Roman rips the lei apart, throws it away, saying, "This is not about family." The show ends with pyro blasting and Reigns on the top of the stage. And what you've done here is you've cemented Roman as a even bigger heel by him becoming so vicious that he doesn't care about who he has to get through or who he has to hurt to be at the top. Family doesn't matter to this man, and it's simple. He wants to be the top guy, and he wants the money and fame that comes with it. It would be another layer to Roman's character having him become a mega heel. Man, I had to rush that one, but I feel like I actually stuck to the time limit on that one. Of course, there's so much more I wanted to add, but hey. Alright, we are back for the third and final spin. And just to show you that it's not rigged, here's the results. It's been Big E and Reigns. So we are on to the third and final spin. Here we go. Adam Cole. Alright, let's go book Adam Cole. For this one, we gotta start back in NXT. Adam Cole finishes off his feud with Kyle O'Reilly in a loser leaves NXT match. The loser of that match is Adam Cole. After the draft, Finn Balor has been drafted over to Raw after catching a whooping from Roman Reigns, and he comes into the ring to confront Drew McIntyre. He says a couple years ago, Dolph Ziggler returned to Raw and he brought Drew McIntyre with him. He says this time he brought someone too. Adam Cole attacks Drew McIntyre from behind, and the partnership of Finn Balor and Adam Cole is made. Their motive is simple. Dolph and Drew's was complacency. Theirs is they do not want to be denied. The next week, they're confronted by the New Day, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions. They laugh in their face and they say the indie midgets came to hit 450s on us, we better run away. At Extreme Rules, it's Balor and Cole versus the New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The New Day is about to hit Finn Balor with the Midnight Hour, but Cole grabs a chair, saving Balor in the process, but they get DQ'd. Over the coming weeks, we see Adam Cole have great matches with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and at Survivor Series, Cole and Finn will represent Raw in the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. Near the end of the match, Seth Rollins is about to hit Balor with a stomp, but Cole takes the bullet. Over the coming weeks, these guys just take the piss out of everyone with funny segments. They mock the New Day, they say how they got over by shaking their ass and throwing out cereal, but they were in one of the biggest factions in the entire world based on sheer wrestling skill. So at TLC, the New Day take on Cole and Balor for the Raw Tag Team titles in a tables match. Again, Balor is about to get put through a table, but Cole saves him. Balor isn't returning the favor and it's getting Cole a little annoyed. We're already seeing cracks forming in the team. These two do end up winning the Raw Tag Team titles, and over the coming month they have great matches and the crowd gets to know Adam Cole a little bit more. He develops a sneaky heel character and adds layers to himself rather than just being the guy who says his name and screams "Baby" right after it. At this point, Finn Balor and Adam Cole become Jericho and Kevin Owens 2.0. Weekly, they're the most entertaining part of the show and their friendship looks unbreakable, but something is looming. At Royal Rumble, it's New Day versus Balor and Cole. This time, they lose the titles to the New Day, and just as Cole is about to get Balor off the canvas, the lights go black and they come back with Balor on the mat, flat on his back. And the two men joining Adam Cole are revealed to be Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Now Cole's got backup heading into WrestleMania 38. The Balor-Cole match is one of the most hyped up matches. They tell the story about how they're both world traveled, but it was Finn who made the WWE first, and that ate Cole up alive. Cole does everything in his power to avoid getting physical with Balor. He's sending everyone to do his dirty work. He's hitting low blows. He's just a terrible heel. At WrestleMania, Cole beats Balor and WWE does a superstar shakeup which sees Cole split from Strong and O'Reilly. He makes his way to SmackDown, and on the first SmackDown, he knocks on the door of Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman answers and Cole enters the locker room. We don't see Cole for a little bit until he interferes to help Roman Reigns retain the Universal title at Money in the Bank 2022. Here it's revealed that Cole is working for Roman Reigns, and later in the night he enters the Money in the Bank match and he wins it. Once he's won, he hands the contract over to Paul Heyman as his whole thing is to protect Roman Reigns. At SummerSlam, Reigns beats Edge to retain the Universal Championship. From here, we get a program between Edge and Adam Cole, leading to Cole's stock elevating even further. At this point, Cole has been Reigns' backup enough and he's his own character now. At Royal Rumble, it's Edge versus Cole and Cole wins. He goes into Heyman's office and we see him walk out with his Money in the Bank, which he cashes in on Big E to become the WWE Champion. Through this, he's developed the character of a heel who will do anything to win matches and use others to get ahead. Basically like Seth Rollins in 2014, because unfortunately, being a good wrestler does not cut it in the WWE, character-wise anyways. You build him up slowly, you let the crowd warm up to him, you let him have great feuds, then you pull the trigger in about 2023. So with the partnership with Balor, you let WWE audiences digest the character in the tag team capacity before moving him with Heyman and then ultimately him becoming the WWE champion. You slowly build him up, then Heyman has both top champions in the WWE. And honestly, I really struggled with this one, and now that I look at it, I don't know how WWE is going to use Adam Cole. Man, that was a ton of fun. I didn't have to do research or anything like that. I could just have some fun, throw some scenarios, and see what I could come up with. In the comments below, let me know how we could improve a video like this, what else you think we should do with something like this, and your overall thoughts on the video. As always, thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.